let's stop playing around and acting like that Model 3, that sedan car, is good if you pushing 40. Look at the side profile of that, and then look at the bottom. Man, that's a consistent pizza right there. Everyone, welcome back into the channel. AutopilotEats here. Y'all, thanks for tuning in, y'all. Thanks for subscribing. Appreciate y'all as always. Everyone, we got our next destination up here in terms of where we're going. So I'm ready. Tron 2.0, y'all, is ready, which I'm ready to talk about. I hope y'all are ready too. Man, let's do this thing. Everyone, as always, I'm kind of parked here from the little shoulder there, and then start full self-driving, and then we get this thing ready to rock and then also roll. So everyone, let me tell you about the destination, then I'll talk about like why I'm in this car right now. Everyone, destination that we gotta get to is known as Grumpy's Sourdough Pizza, and this is in Saddlebrook, New Jersey. We got about a 26-minute drive, 16 miles to get there. As y'all can see, I'm definitely in a new whip. So this is my regular whip, and we got some sort of person on a wheelchair, and thankfully FSD sees them. Oh my goodness. The drive just started. Okay. Everyone, I just literally just had to make a left turn, because FSD, everyone, it's not FSD, everyone, but similar to how with my Model 3, is that this, for some strange reason, this GPS, everyone, this GPS has to get fixed. I don't know who has to do it, but this GPS is just very, very not good. Now we gotta make the right turn here, everyone. Now this sign right here, everyone, says no turn on red. Let's see if FSD will still make the turn. Oh my goodness. Wow. They was about to hit the person on the bike. Oh my goodness. Oh, but they were kind of, yeah, it was kind of green, but still though, they should have saw that. So getting through the light, and then we got somebody crossing here, which FSD does see, thank goodness. And then we keep it moving. And then FSD makes the quick maneuver to the left here, because we got to get to 280 to get to the parkway here. So everyone, before I get into all the details about why am I going to this place and what does this place serve about Grumpy's, and then get into some Tesla news. Of course, everyone, let's just throw this out there. I am now currently sitting in, everyone, the new Tesla Model Y. So yes, this is my new daily driver. I literally sold my Model 3, everyone, which I'll talk about later on, to get this model. But so far, everyone, this thing has been actually pretty good, but I'll get into that a little bit later on. Now we gotta make this left turn here to get to 280. And let's see how FSD does this one. It does it really, really nicely here. And now we gotta move over to the right lane here, which it puts on the brakes and puts the turn signal on us. Now I would love to get another turn signal right here, but let's see if it does it. Now we should get turn signals coming up soon, because we got to get a couple lanes over. Now get to here. Now we got to make another right turn lane, and we got a car on the right of us right there, which we're not going to be able to pass. And so now we get behind this car, hopefully. Yes, we do. And now we have to make one more maneuver to the right here, which FSD does. Now we got a car vastly approaching us on the right. And I wish FSD could kind of put the booster on us. Sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it doesn't. And everyone, I've only been driving this thing for about a couple of days now. And still, even on hardware 4, this thing, man, this thing still is a little bit messy. But everyone, let's get into it here. Let's not waste any time, even though we got to get to the parkway, and then we got to get through the little toll there to see this. So everyone, why did I choose this place? Now, I'm not sure why this place specifically was on my to-do list. I'm thinking because of the fact that every pizza that they do at this spot right here, everyone, is made with sourdough. Now, sourdough, everyone, is very addicting for me. I have to say, this thing is probably like, man, I eat bread, everyone, every single week, and I probably shouldn't. That's why I literally had to stop buying sourdough bread, because sourdough to me is like so soft. It's got a little chew to it. and it just hits the carbs that I need, like just right. And it's just like, man, it hits the spot. It's something about that bread, everyone. It's just good. Now, interesting about this place, everyone, is that even though they do the sourdough bread, you gotta be careful though to not warm up or heat up sourdough too much, because if you do, that thing will literally almost be like a stick. Like it's, because it'll be so hard where you could throw it up against a wall and that thing won't even break because of how crunchy and hard that thing comes so softly, which I think it's definitely got to be a delicate process. And I've never been to a pizza place that does sourdough, so I want to see for myself, how are they going to do this thing and how is it going to taste? It's probably going to taste phenomenal on pizza if it's done right. Let's get that out the way. It's going to taste great if it's done right. But I wish I could go behind the scenes to kind of see what their process is in terms of how they do their sourdough, how they make it. Because I would love to just eat the sourdough, not even being toasted, just fresh out the oven, to see how the taste is. But I probably ain't gonna get that unless they watch this video, which they probably ain't anyway. But who never knows, okay? What is Grumpy's known for? So, of course, everyone, like I mentioned, they do sourdough pizza, everything. So with different sorts of toppings, and they even do, everyone, sourdough garlic knots, which I feel like is tough to do, because you almost have to flash fry that thing, but also make sure you don't fry it too much, because again, everyone, if you mess with sourdough too long, it's gonna come out too hard and no one's gonna want the thing. So I hope they fry it just right enough where it's nice and chewy, nice and soft, and you could dip that thing right in that little sauce there, that little marinara sauce that it comes with it, and chew it, and it's great. So I'm hoping, I've never seen a sourdough that before, garlic knot before. Never seen a sourdough garlic knot before. So I'm interested to see how that is as well. Now, when I checked on Google, this place got a 4.8, 1,414 people. And it looks like, everyone, that this place, I think, is probably a hidden place, because a lot of people don't want to let people know about this place, from what I saw in the comments, because of how good their breads are. Now, of course, they got limited seating as far as I'm aware, and it takes about 30 minutes. And thankfully, everyone, I put my order in before. Since we got a little bit more time in the drive, let's talk about first some Tesla news here that I got going on. First thing is that, everyone, the Tesla Model Y L version that's been overseas for, I don't know, for the past couple months or so, and getting into new out of the country markets outside the US, it's been spotted, everyone, at the Gigafactory in Texas. Y'all, do you know what my issue is? And I've said this if you've been on the channel before. You know what my issue about this is? That I have a problem when Tesla knows exactly that people want this car, and yet they hold the trigger from it being released, because they want to do it on their own terms compared to when people want it. I wish, everyone, Tesla would literally take a page, just a page, not the whole book, but take a page out of Rivian, and listen to what the people really want. And because it seems like, everyone, Tesla's almost being very reactive, and now they're going to look, it may appear, to me, everyone, it appears like they're probably going to release this thing in Q2 or Q3 of this year, because they're scared of the R2 coming. That's what it sounds like to me. Like Tesla is so fearful of the R2 taking sales from them, where they're like, let's introduce something where we can say this actually has the same somewhat wheelbase or features to the R2. And I feel like Tesla is just, they're scared. They're scared. And they know it, and everyone, if this thing releases Q2, Q3, that's the reason why. And that's the reason why they're kind of bringing it, why we've seen photos of it now compared to we haven't seen it in the past. It's just how convenient that they would do it right now. That's my thoughts about it, everyone. Y'all, let me know your thoughts about the Tesla possibly releasing the Model Y L this year in the US. Finally, what are your thoughts about it? Okay, everyone, so it looks like the traffic is definitely easing up now, which is great. So we got 10 minutes to our destination, everyone. The last thing I want to do is just talk about this Model Y that I got. So everyone, I traded in my Tesla Model 3. I know it's a bittersweet moment, especially those who've been following me since the beginning, to trade in my Tesla Model 3 2022 all-wheel drive long-range version. That was like, man, that was so surreal to like trade it in. And the thing about it, everyone, is I know when I was talking about it on the channel, like I was going to drive that car until that battery wore out, or I just could never drive that car ever again. I had about 53,000 miles on that thing, and that thing was almost exactly as if I just pulled it off the lot. Outside of some finishes here and there on the inside, kind of got dirty just by me going to day to day. So I have a daughter now, everyone. And I'm like, my family's growing. I need to get something a little bit bigger. And I don't want to call everyone the Model Y an upgrade because it's not as fast. This version that I got is not as fast as my Model 3. But I will say it's just a bigger car. And now I can kind of slide in and fit exactly in the car compared to me kind of bending down. And everybody can talk about like, oh, like you're 6'1", like you should be fine. Everyone, I'm pushing 40. Let's stop playing around and acting like that Model 3, that sedan car, is good if you're pushing 40. It's not. And if anybody's telling you that, they just probably not telling the truth or telling the whole story. It was just getting a little bit uncomfortable. And I have to say, sitting in this Model Y, to sit up just yeah, they're going fast, to sit up a touch higher and to fit a little bit comfortably in the car and to get my daughter in and out of her car seat, oh man, I don't want to call it a game changer, but it is definitely sweet now to be able to do that because it was just, and man, and I know everyone, that's probably like, trade your paid off car just for that. Yeah, that's what I did, everyone. I'll talk about this on another video, everyone, in terms of how much I got for it and so on. But the car that I'm riding in now is the black on black, because I could call it the black on black, everyone, because now we got the black headliner here compared to that white foolishness that they had with the with the original Model Ys. And then also the Model Y, that was Jupiter version, the new one, but they also kept the little white headliner. But now they have the black, everyone. And the black here. Now this thing, everyone, I gotta say, it looks so smooth. It's very, very smooth. And even with the FSD, that thing is not, I don't want to call it buttery smooth, but it's definitely smooth. It's not as many hiccups, I would say, as Hardware 3. But I gotta say, everyone, it definitely has its flaws too. I think even me coming from the Hardware 3, I could tell there's a difference, but it still has its ups and downs, its pros and cons differently than Hardware 3. So I think when a lot of content creators put out there and say like, oh, this thing is so smooth, it's like next generation, all this type of stuff, it is, but I wouldn't call it like revolutionary. I can't even call it where it's like, oh yeah, like this thing is way better, 2 times or 20 times better than Hardware 3. I can't say that just yet. Like I mentioned, everyone, I've only had this car for a couple of days. And so I have to put this thing through the test to see, does it really match up or does it go even further than hardware 4? The one thing, everyone, I've got to say that I've talked about on the channel, hands down, all the time, was that the hardware 3 could not read emergency vehicles. I think that was a crime. You cannot have a full self-driving capability on a car, and even if it's hardware 3 and not hardware 4, you just can't have the thing not be reading emergency vehicles. It just can't. And so it would literally keep going as if it didn't read an emergency vehicle coming on. Now with this one, it actually uses not the sensors, everyone. It uses the microphones, I believe, from what I've been hearing, to know, oh, there's an emergency vehicle. Let me pull over to the side and slow down for them to pass. Smooth, 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 smooth. I hope, everyone, when they release hardware 3 Lite, FSD version 14 Lite, I hope that is one thing that they change, because that's everything else you can kind of work with. But the emergency vehicles is like, come on now. You gotta do that. You have to be able to do that. So this right here is just like, yeah, everyone, I'll do another video about like my pros and cons list. But so far, I'm liking it. I'm liking the color. I'm liking even the speakers, everyone, where it sounds a little bit more crisper. And it sounds crazy for me to say that, because I thought my 2022 Model 3 all-wheel drive was really great in terms of sound. But this right here, you can definitely tell and distinguish that it just sounds just a touch bit better. It sounds just a touch bit better. The only thing I gotta say for sure, this carpet, all this carpet everywhere, man, get rid of that thing. That carpet, you try to make it look premium, but let's stop playing around. Who made the decision to put all this carpet in here? All right, y'all, we're getting off at the exit here, and we got this kind of winding turn here. And everyone, like I mentioned, everyone, it feels like FSD feels more planted and more like secure. I don't know. I gotta disengage everyone because the easy pass, that's one thing it still doesn't do, everyone. And look at me, everyone. I was literally just reaching for the dial. Okay, the little stalk there to turn it there. So that's one thing as well, everyone, that I'm still getting adjusted to. And everybody can talk about, yeah, as soon as I got my car with the no stalks thing, it was so convenient. No, it's not. Don't say that. It took you a minute to get over that. Like, come on. Let's stop playing. Let's be honest. Let's be truthful. Now we gotta make this right turn here. And yeah, that's a smooth turn. That's what I'm talking about, everyone. With hardware 4, the turning is more like fluid. It's not like it's trying to figure it out. Oh, should I turn here? Should I maybe put a little bit slower on the brakes there? It's like all in one motion. Keep the speed and just turn it. That's all I was asking for. Well, not all the things. There's a bunch of things I was asking for with hardware 3. Let's get that out the way. But that right there is just like, yeah, it's a smooth. It's definitely smoother in terms of just making that kind of turn there. Now we got about 1 more minute, 0.3 miles to get to our destination. Literally up here at the light there, and then we gotta make the left there, and then we're all there. So y'all, yeah, I made the move, and it sounds crazy, but yeah, I'm liking it. I'm liking the features so far. I'm liking the screen even too as well, how it's squared off compared to the circular, and it looks a little bit even more crisper. Like it looks more like cleaner, I want to say, and a lot more bigger surface area, which is nice. And yeah, it just works, I think. Now we gotta make this left turn here, and this car is making a right, and then we make the left, and then Grumpy's is actually right on the right-hand side. So let me find a park here, y'all, and I'll see y'all soon. All right, everyone, welcome back into the channel. AutopilotEats here, y'all. I picked up the stuff that I was talking about. I got the Heaven Pizza the Margherita pizza, and then I also got the garlic knots. Let's start everyone first with the garlic knots. Now, this garlic knot, everyone, I gotta say, looks great. The whiteness on there, in terms of that little mozzarella cheese, that little cheese on there, and the nice golden brownness to this, look great, I gotta say. And it's, you can tell it's very soft, but then also might be chewy. It kind of reminds me, everyone, of a Zeppeli. Yeah, it does. It does. I don't know how you did this. Yeah. This Zeppeli right here, I'm sorry. This garlic knot right here, it's got it for certain. It's got it. Yeah. Look at the inside of that. That thing right there is nice and airy, but it's also chewy at the same time. But soft. I gotta say, it's nice. Let's dip this, everyone, into this little marinara sauce that comes with it there. Dip that real quick. Yeah, that marinara sauce, everybody, adds a little bit more flavor to it and a little bit more depth. And I actually like this marinara sauce, everyone, for the first time ever. It's got the consistency that I've been looking for this entire time. I don't know what it is, but it's not soupy, and it's nicely done. Great marinara sauce, I gotta say. Okay. Let's move on, everyone, now to the Margherita pizza. Now, this Margherita pizza looks really great. Look at that right there. Nice kind of fold to it, that you kind of fold to it. And look at the tomato and that mozzarella cheese with the basil on there. And look at the crunch there. Look at the side of that, everyone. The bottom of that profile there. Man, this is a good type of pizza for certain. Yeah, I like this pizza because it's got the consistency. It's got it. It's got the chewiness, but it's also soft at the same time. And then the mozzarella on there, that mozzarella is outstanding. And the chew on this pizza, it is chewy, but I like a chewy pizza like this because it reminds me, everyone, of sourdough, which I like. Can't lie. That's a good pizza. That's pretty good. Let's move on now, everyone. Lastly, to the Heaven Pizza. Now, I don't want to say, everyone, that this is like heaven, like a piece of heaven, but it does look pretty good. Look at that pizza right there. Look at the side profile of that, and then look at the bottom. Man, that's a consistent pizza right there. And it's got, everyone, pepperoni on here, the cheese, and then also the fried chicken. It's not bad. It's not bad. Woo, hoo, 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 hoo. Man, you could taste a little bit of honey on this, everyone. I don't know what it is, but somebody put honey on this pizza. And it's not hot honey, everyone. I'm talking about pure, genuine honey is what I'm tasting in my mouth right now. Man, and this, whatever kind of cheese this is, it's not mozzarella because it's a little bit more softer. But the cheese on this is nice. The cheese on this, everyone, is nice. Can't even front. I can't even front. Oh, yeah. This pizza's got it. Oh, my goodness. Man. Okay, Grumpies, let me find out you got some good pizza rolling around over here in Saddlebrook. Okay, y'all. Man, I might tear this pizza up. Let me stop playing around. Everyone, I'll put my critique up here. But what I'm feeling right now, everyone, well, I got this little crust in my hands. This Heaven pizza, that's a 10 out of 10. You could say what you want. The taste on that is phenomenal. With that little crunch there, nice and chewy, and the pepperoni cups on there with the fried chicken, that little mozzarella sauce and whatever kind of cheese that is was on top. I think it's ricotta, I think it is. That's a little bit softer. And that honey, that's a good combination. Whoever put that pizza together, man, I appreciate you because I don't know what you was thinking about when you did it. But this is a good combination. Never would have thought about that. Now that Margherita pizza, everyone, probably about an 8.5 out of 10, I would say. And then them garlic knots, that like Zeppeli's, that's a 9 out of 10. Everyone, I gotta say, this place right here is a must try. I think it is. There's no escaping it whatsoever. You cannot escape this right here. In Saddlebrook, this pizza, you gotta get to this spot. I think you do. I think you do. I think you do. That's my take, y'all. But y'all, you can't say I didn't tell y'all so. All right, y'all. Catch y'all later on the next one. I'll see y'all.